Somebody recently suggested that I look into pay per lead solutions in order to grow my business. I took the comment as a little bit of a snarky reply. And for context, this guy lives in another state. However, he purchased a lead in my state and the job was about 45 minutes away. He made a public post, so I reached out to him about it. When I learned what he actually spent for this lead, I was astonished. And then, considering what he was asking for me to pay him, I was also astonished. After going a little bit of back and forth, we concluded that I wasn't going to purchase the lead. But he made that comment back to me, which I thought was a little bit interesting, and I did some digging. Is there an influx of leads on these platforms that I'm just not tapping into?
And in doing some digging, I learned a lot of very interesting things
that we're going to check out. There's something in here for everybody. All the restoration owners who pay attention to our content, all the customers who also pay attention to our content. Let's get into it. We are looking right now at the FTC order that required HomeAdvisor to pay up to $7.2 million. Guys, HomeAdvisor is Angie's List. They're the same company. They were required in 2023, so not too long ago, that they needed to pay up. And it looks like they paid some contractors for the deception that they imposed. And guess who is among those contractors? Don't think for one second that restoration guys are not among those contractors. This is kind of why I've stayed away from pay per lead. And homeowners, if you're going to Angie's List, if you're going to HomeAdvisor, if you're going to Thumbtack, if you're going to these platforms to try to find a cheaper contractor or get a deal, do not think for one second that these contractors are not offloading that pay per lead fee onto your final bill. They 100% in fact are. For example, say you have a job where maybe you called a plumber to fix a pipe. To fix the pipe was $200, right? But because you contacted this plumber through a pay-per-lead platform, say Angie's List, Thumbtack, whatever, pick your poison, and the price for your call was $500. Guess what? That $200 pipe repair is really going to be $700. We all know how government works. I mean, it had to be pretty bad for them to step in like this. Maybe I'm just being pessimistic here. Maybe I need to be more optimistic. So I went to Trustpilot. 2.6 stars. Angie's List. Out of almost 40,000 reviews, 2.6 stars. Guys, that's bad. This is bad. This is very bad. Let's read the review summary. Most reviewers were unhappy with the experience overall. Customers expressed widespread dissatisfaction with the service provided by the company. Many consumers report issues with the quality of leads, describing them as either fake, irrelevant, or non-responsive. Again, if you're running a profitable business, like many of you claim you are, why would you ever join a platform like this? Dude, you would never go to a restaurant that had 2.6 star reviews. You would never do it. Okay, maybe some of you would, but you would especially not hire somebody with a 2.6 star review to come in your house and maybe clean or fix something. That I know many of you, if not all of you, would never do. So why are we putting our hard-earned dollars on these platforms? For what? The one lead out of 20 of them that might be good? And it's not fair to that one lead because, again, what a lot of people do is that one poor lead that is a genuine lead, they're the ones that ultimately flip the bill for all of the crappy leads the company paid for before them. And again, if you're a homeowner, your bill is very likely going to be higher than if you just were to call a company directly. Let's check out Thumbtack. 6,000 reviews, 3 stars. This isn't good. These platforms are junk. They're shit. In order for me to grow my business, I need to be on these platforms. I'm sorry, but I think that Dry Out Daddy Restoration is far above these platforms. We don't hang in the 3-star, 2-star realm. You know, when you get into the 4.5 stars, I can look past a lot of things in that range. But 3 stars, 2.6 rating, I mean, this is just Trustpilot. You can go to Reddit and you will see threads on threads of conversations about how shitty these platforms really are. Guys, this is a problem because what these companies do is they outcompete you, they outrank you on Google. And thank God for Google business profiles, because that really is kind of like a saving grace in this, because a lot of people, they just stop at that map box area and they make their decision from there. I've talked to a lot of people who are much older than me, have a lot more money than me, have a lot more properties. They don't go on these platforms, right? They call companies directly. But there are people out there that do. And if that's you, it's okay, but you need to be aware of this information. So what is the solution here? Well, for contractors, you guys need to get off these platforms immediately. Then you need to educate your customers on why these platforms are predatory. Now, for the homeowners, if you're a homeowner and you're using these platforms, you need to stop using them immediately. You need to go to Google, do your research on these companies that you're considering, check their reviews, look at their social media, find out who the owner is, do your market research, put in a little bit more effort. A lot of these platforms pitch themselves as, oh, you're a busy homeowner, you don't have time, we'll rip off contractors. Ultimately, you pay extra on the final bill because the contractor had to pay a premium to get your call. Now, if you're a real homeowner and you're looking to save some money, start calling companies directly. And I promise you, you won't regret it.